As we look to the fall, Kevin Peterson with the Chronic Hope Institute is joining us to talk about some self-care tips. Good morning, Kevin. It's always so good to see you.
Hey, good morning, Anisha. It's great to see you too.
Hey, obviously, we go through this routine every year, but can you talk about some of the things that we have to watch out for, right, as we're transitioning into a new season?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I always have a list of things that I like to help people with when it comes to the transition into fall. And honestly, the first thing I always tell people is you got to watch out for the nutrition and what you eat. And because what we eat really has an opportunity to make you feel differently. If you eat a lot of sugar, you're going to get high. If you eat a lot of fat food, it's going to make you sleepy. So we want to try and go after a balanced nutrition. That's the first thing I always say.
And part of that is going to be exercise as well, right? Like pairing that up.
You're exactly. Exercise is so critical for a lot of different reasons. Obviously, it's good for your body, it's good for your bones, good for your muscles. It's also good for your mind because exercise actually makes you feel better emotionally, and it helps you produce dopamine and serotonin. And there's also this huge component that where it makes you feel good about yourself. It's self-esteem is so critical, especially going into the time when it's going to be darker and shorter days, and maybe a little more colder. You're a little less engaged with other people.
And what is, when you do all of these things together, what is it helping to avoid come fall and winter?
Oh gosh, one of the things that I think is important to avoid is isolation. It's hiding out, not going out, not engaging, which is sort of the next big important thing, right? Is a sense of community and people and engaging with other people, because it makes you feel like you're part of something bigger, and it makes you feel, wanted and needed, and like you're engaged. And because that's one of the big things that I always see with my clients is that come this time of year, they start to sort of hunker down and prepare for the winter.
Yeah, and I think we've talked about this before, but the power of meditation, even if it's just one of those apps you download or for a couple minutes a day, I mean, it can really change your outlook on that day.
Oh, absolutely. And meditation to me is like the magic bullet when it comes to mental health and self-care. And here's the thing about meditation is that people, when I say that, people are always like, I don't have that kind of time, and I can't sit in the lotus position and burn incense and chant the mantra. And I'm like, you don't got to do that. Let's just start with a quick 5 minutes, and in the morning, turn off all the electronics so no interruptions, have a cup of coffee, have a cup of tea, whatever it is you like, and just let your mind relax and just sort of bring it down to a space where you're starting your day in sort of that nice, gentle Zen moment. And then when you go forward and things are different, you can engage with them as opposed to being sort of on high alert from the moment go.
Yeah, I self-admittedly was one of those people. I was like, I don't have time for this. But then I would do one of those apps, and honestly, like, you just start your day and you feel so much better and clear-headed about it. So if people haven't tried it, it's worth at least giving it a try, seeing if it works for you or not. Can you talk a little bit about thinking about all of this now, right? It's a hot day, beautiful, long summer day, but how important it is to start thinking about it now.
Yeah, to me, it's never too soon to start planning for the transition that's coming. It's about getting these things into your schedule and into your routine and starting to get prepared for it, because, the next thing we know, it's going to start snowing. I mean, let's be honest. That's how it is in Colorado, right? I mean, we're going to start talking about, oh my gosh, look, here comes the weather. And the next thing, and everyone's going to be locked in or, preparing themselves emotionally. So it's important to prepare yourself emotionally ahead of time for what's coming so that you're not overwhelmed.
Yeah, that's absolutely true, right? Because before we know it, all of a sudden our days are shorter and we can't get out in the same way that we are right now. Hey, Kevin, it's so good to see you. Thank you so much for your time.